Hi, Eric Kom with ESI Group and the industry marketing team. I'm here today to present to you another example of how we're using virtual reality to conduct what we call human-centric product and process validations. That is, the evaluation and validation or approval of the processes that are performed by human beings on new products. And that could include processes such as assembly or service or even operation of that new product. Today I'm focusing on modern mobility. I have the rolling chassis of a possible future plug-in hybrid vehicle, a version of the Passat that is courtesy of Volkswagen Group that was provided to us as part of this engineering demo. And what I want to do is I want to evaluate what it's like to try to use this tooling in this workstation to install this battery to that rolling chassis. So what I have in front of me here, just behind me now as I turn around, this is the proposed tooling for manipulating this battery, right? So this was a plausible or possible proposal for tooling. This is not the final tooling, so just warn everybody right now, this is not what Volkswagen finally decided. This was a bad idea, right? So these are not the things that our customers are actually using. And in this case, I want to evaluate if I can use this device to help me get the battery in position. I have my teammate over there who is going to help me finalize the position of that battery safely around all of this hardware. So one of the things that I might consider is, starting off first, I have to lift the battery up from its initial position outside of that rolling chassis. And then once I raise it up and get it to the right elevation for loading it into the vehicle, right, now it's high enough that all of the sensitive bits of the car are now underneath it. So now, from my point of view right here underneath the car, you can see I've raised the battery up high enough to get over all of that soft stuff. You can see in green, we created a little transparent version of the battery so that we know where to position it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can use this tooling to guide this battery into position. However, this is what gets me kind of scared, is that at this point, I feel like I'm doing a good job loading this battery in, but if I peer my head around this side, you can see that I'm now getting at risk of running the tooling into some of the more sensitive or fragile bits of this vehicle assembly. And it's not easy for me to get over here. I can get underneath this bar quite easily. I'm only 5'6", around 165 centimeters in height. And for me to get underneath there, that's super easy. However, a taller operator would feel uncomfortable ducking underneath that in order to double check that visibility. So that makes me concerned about the viability of this tooling. Another thing that I can see is that once I get it into certain positions, parts of the tooling are actually colliding with itself. And that tells me that there's some design issues that I have to worry about when it comes to the final design and shape of this battery loading tooling. And then once I bring it over far enough that my colleague can actually grab that handle and try to steer it into, the final position, am I doing so in a way that is safe and repeatable for them to be able to accept that tooling? So these are the kind of things and the kind of considerations that have to be made when we look at new products and the processes by which we bring those products to market or use them once they're out in service or maintain them and take care of them once they're out there. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed that demo. And please contact us if you have any questions regarding how we perform human-centric product and process validation in VR with ICIDO.